Welcome to another unboxing video. Today, well, actually an unbagging video again. Today we're going to be looking at some 10mm miniatures from Pendraken, and we're going to be looking at some British Napoleonics. Myself and Paul are going to be playing Black Powder, which is a kind of derivative of War Master. A second generation-y War Mastery typey gamey, and we're going to be playing that in 10mm rather than 28mm, and we're going to be using Pendraken miniatures because I did my research. This is what I came on. They're a British company, so that's good. Everything's in metal, that's good. Get your hands covered in talc, which is always nice to see, and you get a nice big weighty bag in your hand. There's nothing better than a bag of metal miniatures. The weight of them, it's something that I never get bored of having, actually, metal miniatures. So this pack is NBRAP, which is the British Starter Army pack from the 1812-1815 period of the Napoleonics, and we'll see what we get in here. I'm gonna have a little look through them. The mainstay of the army, NBR1, and we get 3 packs of these, and these are 10mm Centre Company March Attack. You get 30 in a pack. And there are 2 poses, and we are going to have, well, 90 in this bag, I guess. We don't need to get all 90 out, but we can have a look at a sculpt or 2, see what we can see. Obviously, these single 10mm sculpts. This is the first time I've done them on camera, and they're quite shiny because they've just been made. Got a little bit of talc on them, and hopefully we can see some detail. A little bit of a measure up, because why have a blue ruler and not use it? Let's see if we can see where we are at. So we have to kind of guess his eyes are under his helmet there, so that looks 10mm to me. Good stuff. Let's see if we can find any different miniature here. That looks the same. Quite hard to see which ones are which. The 2 poses do look quite similar, so these are our 10mm marching British. That's pretty good. You can see a bit of detail there. I'm not sure how much detail I'll be painting. We'll be doing everything possible using zenith highlighting and contrast paint to make these go together as quickly as possible. So you get 3 packs of NBR1, which is 90 miniatures, and then what else have we got? And the next one along, we have half a pack. Is that right? NBR4. How many's in an NBR4? No, this is a full pack. NBR4, and we get a pack of these fellas, and they're Flank Company March Attack, and the pack, it contains 16 figures, and there are 2 poses. So hopefully I'm not going to get these mixed up, because I'm not really a what do they call it? A rivet spotter or a button polisher, so hopefully they look different enough that if I do get them mixed up, I can find them and put them back together. So these are the Flank Company March Attack. There we go. I mean, you do get, with all metal miniatures, you get that feeling of permanence. Like, I'm not sure what you could do, apart from snap the ends off, but they seem quite solid. I'm not sure what you could do to destroy them, apart from 300 degrees centigrade or a big sledgehammer. So if you mess them up, you'll be able to strip them, paint them again, and you can give them to your kids, and they can give them to their kids' kids, because they ain't going anywhere. So that is Flank Company March Attack. Our next pack is NBR6. And that is Line Command. Contains 6 sets, each with 2 standards. So we've got quite a lot going on in here. So we'll clear some space and we'll tip these out. Maybe we can get the old ruler out with these ones and see if we can find some different miniatures to show. So we've got some standards here, and we're going to be able to add our lovely flags that we managed to buy at the same time to these. Then maybe later, when I've got around to painting them, not that the painting will be anything to write home about, we'll be able to see them on the bases painted up. I'll definitely use a Vaselino cam when I show you the painting. So these are some standards. And we have a drummer here. Can we see the little drummer boy? That's quite nice. Okay, and what else have we got? So there's another drummer. This is like some kind of sergeant major or some character, or maybe he's got a sword. Maybe it's not a baton. He's got a sword in his hand. I mean, my fingers look in focus, so this is probably as good as I can get with these shiny fellas. Okay, do we share this guy? I'm looking forward to this. Napoleonic is one of those scales that I've been wanting to play for a long time, but I have no interest in playing it with big miniatures. Once you've moved into the world of small miniatures, it really is quite hard to go back. So our next pack is NBR10, and we get half a pack of these. They normally come in 30s, and we get 15. So your normal pack is 30, and it gets 28 foot, 1 officer, 1 musician. We get half a pack. I'm not sure what that means with relation to officers and musicians and stuff. But if you're playing British, this is why you're playing British. The rifles with East Essex rifles with Sean Bean. So instead of muskets, they've got rifles, which were more accurate but slower, apparently. I don't know what they actually do in the game. Are they just elite skirmishers, just there to slow down the enemy and cause confusion and delay, that kind of stuff? Which is quite cool. I guess rather than red, these fellas should be wearing green. Let's see if we got anything else. So we got a standing up guy there. We got a kneeling down fella here. So I wonder if there's a harper in here. So we have this looks different. This looks like, is that a musician, or is that the maybe yeah, that's the musician, isn't it? He's got a horn, a bugle. Very cool. And then I'm guessing that must mean there's an officer kicking around in here somewhere. Yeah, here he is. Brilliant. So this will have to be Sean Bean himself, leading his rifles into action. One great thing about buying in 10mm is how many miniatures you get. I mean, in a minute you're gonna see the rest of the stuff we got, and then I'm gonna tell you the price. You've got a decent portion of an army here for not much money at all. And next up we have NBR16, which is a pack of dragoons, 15 figures, 12 troopers, 1 officer, 1 musician, 1 standard. Yeah. What would an army be without some cav? Let's measure up the horse. I should have been measuring up some more miniatures with a little blue ruler, but I'm just getting carried away, getting them open and seeing what we got. So the horse looks like about 12mm. Oh, maybe a little bit less to the eye, maybe. I'm sure I can't really measure the character, but he is 10mm there. So we got this sculpt here. Can you see that? See if we can find something. We've got a standard here. And let's see if we can find the musician. Is he going to be horn? So I've been through the packs, and we got a couple of cavalry figures. You get a few copies of this one, obviously, maybe as many as 6 each or something of these 2 sculpts. You get those in. There you go. And then we've got the musician and standard, which are these 2 figures here. Can't quite work out what the musician's carrying. Maybe he's got a bugle or something. I can't see a very detailed picture on the website. It's kind of a little bit far out. So I'm pretty sure that's the musician. That's the standard. And then this guy is our officer. Yes. Tally-ho, boys! And the final part of the army box is NBR 23, which is cannons. And these are £9 with line crew 3. So 3 guns, 3 carriages, 3 barrels, 3 wheels, 12 crew. Good. I love that talc. Some people actually cast up metal miniatures without using talc, but I've always used talc. Maybe it's just that once you've learned to do something, you just can't get out of that habit. But some people swear it makes no difference whether you use talc or not. But it's supposed to let the air move through the mould and out easier if you have the talc in there. So I've always done it to try and prevent wear on the moulds. So here we have a lovely wheel. Everybody loves wheels. Where would we be without the wheel? We've got a carriage here for the gun. We have the cannon itself. And let's see if we've got, how many crew we got, how many different types of crew. We've got 1, we've got 2, I think we've got at least 3 crew. Yeah, 3 crew. So we've got this crew member here with his ramming rod. We've got this crewman here who's the spotter, and we've got this guy here who I guess that's the kind of wick or whatever they used to light it, because you wouldn't want to get too near to them, would you? I think it's them. So 3 of those cannons. That's always nice. I mean, you'll obviously want more. What's Napoleonics without cannons? So stick it all back in the bag. You get a nice big lump of metal with a 10% discount, and that ran me for £34, which is no price. If you're comparing that to kind of GW stuff, what's £34 now? Jeez, I wouldn't even want to know. It'd be hardly anything, would it? I also picked up a couple of characters because you want to play with the characters, don't you? I mean, they're only 75p each. As with everything in life, things that sell less of cost more. So this little fella here is just a single 10mm sculpt, but I mean, you're only going to have one Wellington, aren't you? So this is Wellington on a horse. And I also bought Uxbridge on a horse, which is this fella here. I think he gets injured at Waterloo and loses a leg, but survives, this fella, towards the end of the day. The final thing I bought, just to get the spend up to £40, was some flags, because I ain't painting flags at 10mm, and you want to see flags. So nice paper flags, designed by Tony Hughes. Well done, sir. I don't know how much detail, the wording you can see. I'm not even sure you can see them with a magnifying glass. So the reason it cost me only £40 for this set is because I bought another set. I bought the French set, which we're going to talk about in a minute, and they're going to Paul Winter, the co-host. So we'll have the French Army and the British Army. Let's measure these, shall we? You always like to measure stuff. This flag is just about 30mm that way, and probably 10mm this way. Yeah, 30 by 10. So I bought 2 sets. I bought the British, which are here, and the characters and the flags, and I also bought the French and the characters and the flag, and the bill came to exactly £80. So split 2 ways. That's £40 for me, £40 for Paul. He will no doubt beat me in the painting stakes because he's turned into a painting demon. So this was a little review of Pendraken British Napoleonics, and I'm going to record the French one now and probably release that a bit later on. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy these. and speak to you again soon.